Depression in teenagers is a growing concern across the world, affecting millions of young people during one of the most emotionally sensitive and transformative periods of their lives. Adolescence is already a time marked by physical changes, hormonal shifts, academic pressure, and the search for identity. When depression enters the picture, it becomes far more than typical teenage moodiness. It becomes a serious mental health condition that can shape the course of a teenager's development. Understanding depression in teenagers is essential for parents, teachers, caregivers, and anyone who interacts with young people. Early recognition and support can prevent long-term emotional and psychological consequences. One of the most important things to understand is that depression in teenagers often does not look like depression in adults. Adults with depression typically show sadness, low energy, and withdrawal. Teenagers, however, may show irritability as their primary symptom. They may seem angry, easily annoyed, or quick to argue. This irritability is not a sign of disrespect or rebellion. It is often a sign of emotional pain. Teens may feel overwhelmed by feelings they do not yet have the words to express. When their emotions intensify, irritability becomes their only visible reaction. Changes in academic performance are another significant warning sign. Teenagers with depression may see their grades fall, not because they are lazy or careless, but because concentration, motivation, and memory decline when depression takes hold. Homework feels impossible, tests feel overwhelming, and once enjoyable classes feel meaningless. Teachers may notice the teen daydreaming, withdrawing in class, or appearing exhausted. Without understanding the underlying cause, adults may interpret this behavior as lack of effort when it is actually a sign of mental health distress. Social withdrawal is also very common. Teenagers normally rely heavily on friendships and peer relationships, but depression pushes them into isolation. A depressed teen may stop hanging out with friends, avoid social gatherings, or disconnect from group activities. They may stay alone in their room, spending hours scrolling on their phone or avoiding communication altogether. To outsiders, this may look like typical teenage independence, but genuine withdrawal that lasts longer than 2 weeks is often a red flag. Loneliness and isolation worsen depression, creating a cycle that becomes harder to break. Another major symptom is loss of interest in hobbies or activities that once brought joy. A teen who loves sports may suddenly quit the team. A student who enjoyed music may stop playing their instrument. A creative teenager may put down their art supplies and feel indifferent to the things that used to inspire them. This loss of interest, anhedonia, is a hallmark symptom of depression and often indicates that the teen feels emotionally disconnected from their own life. Sleep changes are also prominent. Some teenagers with depression sleep far more than usual, struggling to get out of bed in the morning. Others barely sleep, staying awake late at night due to racing thoughts. Both patterns disrupt daily functioning. Sleep deprivation makes depression worse, while oversleeping reinforces lethargy and fatigue. Appetite changes follow a similar pattern. Some teens overeat for comfort, while others lose their appetite entirely. These physical symptoms are often the first signs parents notice, but they may not realize they are linked to depression. Physical complaints with no medical explanation are also common. Teens may experience chronic headaches, stomach pain, muscle aches, or nausea. These symptoms are real but stem from emotional distress rather than a physical illness. Because teens may struggle to express sadness or anxiety, their emotional pain often shows up in their bodies. This phenomenon can lead to frequent school absences and confusion among parents who cannot identify a physical cause. One of the most serious symptoms of teenage depression is feelings of hopelessness. Adolescence is a time when emotions feel larger, more intense, and more dramatic. When a teen becomes depressed, these emotions can turn dark quickly. They may believe the future is pointless or that nothing will ever get better. Negative thinking patterns can spiral, creating emotional storms that feel impossible to escape. Teens may express feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or shame, even when they have done nothing wrong. These thoughts often remain hidden behind silence or anger. Unfortunately, some teens also experience thoughts of self-harm or suicide. This does not mean they want to die. They are often desperate to escape emotional pain they cannot manage. These signs must always be taken seriously. If a teen expresses suicidal thoughts, talks about wanting to disappear, gives away belongings, or withdraws completely. Immediate professional help is essential. Teen suicide is one of the leading causes of death among young people worldwide, and early intervention can save lives. Why are teenagers so vulnerable to depression? Several factors contribute. Hormonal changes during puberty affect mood regulation. The teenage brain is still developing, especially the areas responsible for decision-making and emotional control. Academic pressure, expectations from parents, and stress about the future can create intense emotional strain. Social media exposes teens to unrealistic comparisons, online bullying, and the pressure to fit in. Family conflict, trauma, abuse, neglect, or unstable environments also significantly increase the risk. Additionally, teens may inherit a biological predisposition for depression, especially if mood disorders run in the family. Understanding these risk factors helps prevent mislabeling depressed teens as dramatic, rebellious, or lazy. Behind their behavior is often genuine emotional suffering. The key to helping a teen with depression is approaching them with empathy, patience, and open communication. Teens need to feel heard, understood, and supported, not criticized or told to get over it. Simple actions like asking, "How are you really feeling?" or "I'm here for you no matter what," can make a profound difference. Treatment for teenage depression varies but is highly effective when started early. Therapy provides teens with tools to understand their emotions, express their feelings, and cope with stress. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps teens challenge negative thinking and build healthier emotional habits. In moderate or severe cases, medication may be recommended alongside therapy. Lifestyle changes, including regular exercise, consistent sleep, healthy eating, mindfulness, and reduced screen time, also play crucial roles in recovery. Supporting teens also involves addressing the environment around them, ensuring they feel safe at home, building positive routines, reducing pressure, and fostering open communication all contribute to emotional healing. Encouraging teens to connect with supportive peers, join clubs, or engage in creative activities helps rebuild confidence and joy. Parents and caregivers should remember that recovery takes time. There will be good days and difficult days. What matters most is consistent support, understanding, and professional guidance. Depression in teenagers is real, serious, and highly treatable. When adults take the time to understand the emotional challenges of adolescence and recognize the signs of depression early, they can change the trajectory of a young person's life. No teenager should face depression alone. With compassion, awareness, and the right support, teens can overcome depression, rediscover their strengths, and move toward a healthier, brighter future.